When she looked you in the eye and lied to you, and she has. What was the worst part? Was it the lie itself? No. It was the fact that she thought you would not catch it, that she looked at you, calculated her odds, and decided you were easy enough to fool. That is the part that stays. That is the part that changes a man. And here is the uncomfortable truth most men never face. She was probably right, not because you are not smart, but because nobody ever taught you what to actually look for. You have been asking the wrong questions and walking away with half a story, calling it the truth. That ends today. By the end of this video, you will have 6 specific questions that make the truth surface, even when she is actively trying to keep it buried. Most men walk into these conversations trying to catch her. That is the first mistake. The moment she senses interrogation, she shuts down, performs, or attacks. None of those give. You truth. The man who gets truth is not the one who pushes hardest. He is the one who stays so calm, so grounded, so completely unbothered that the lie has nowhere to hide. Understand the why, and the how becomes obvious. Women do not lie the way men lie. Men lie to avoid consequences. Women lie to manage perception. Completely different operation, completely different response required. She lies to maintain emotional control. Telling you the real version means surrendering power. So she edits the story to keep the upper hand. She lies to protect her image. If the truth makes her look careless or guilty, she gives you a cleaner version, not because she is evil, because she values how you see her. She lies to keep her options open. If she is not certain about where things are going, she will not voluntarily close her back doors. Omission, misdirection, strategic vagueness. Here is what I need you to take from this. She does not lie because she is evil. She lies because she is strategic, emotional, and self-protective. I am not defending it. I am explaining it. Because when you understand why, the how becomes obvious. You stop arguing with the smoke. You start looking for the fire. The first question sounds almost too simple. That is the point. The best traps never look like traps. Can you walk me through exactly what happened, step by step? No accusation, no raised voice, delivered like you have all the time in the world, and watch everything change. Vague questions are where lies go to live. But the moment you ask for a sequence, you have changed the entire architecture of the conversation, because lies cannot survive structure. A lie can survive emotion. It can survive tears. It can survive anger. It cannot survive a detailed chronological sequence, maintained under calm, sustained eye contact. Here is what breaks first: the fast-forward effect. She jumps from point A straight to Z, glosses, over transitions, skips anything that makes the story harder to hold. Truth moves at a natural pace. Lies rush. Hesitation at transitions, smooth on the parts she rehearsed, clumsy on the parts she never thought through. You will hear, then I think I left. The exact order is always where liars crack. Emotional mismatch. Women remember how they felt at each step of a real experience. If her emotions do not track with the moment she is describing, flat when she should be shaken, animated when nothing warranted it, that is a crack. Truth has emotional fingerprints. Lies do not. Question 2 goes after something liars almost never prepare for. Not the story. The reasoning behind the story. What made you decide to do it that way? Simple. Devastating. Most women can tell a story. Some can cry through one convincingly. But very few can fabricate a logical motive on the spot, under calm, direct, unhurried eye contact. Lies come with stories. They almost never come with reasons. Watch for these signals. Liars struggle with purpose. A truthful woman knows exactly why she did something. A liar reaches for whatever sounds responsible. You will hear, I do not know, I just did. It was not that deep. It just happened. Those are not answers. That is evasion wearing a casual outfit. Watch how long it takes her to respond. A truthful person answers quickly. The reason is connected to an actual memory. A liar pauses, That pause is her brain calculating what is safe to say. Watch for over-explaining. When she gives you her entire emotional backstory for a question that needed a simple answer, she is not explaining. She is distracting. Truth is short. Lies are long. Question 3 does not just pressure her, it terrifies her. If I asked the other people involved, would their version match yours? Say it calmly, then stop talking. A woman with nothing to hide does not flinch. She says, "Yeah, go ahead, ask them." A liar? You will see it before she opens her mouth. A micro pause, a shift in energy, eyes that move slightly before she composes herself. The body always answers before the mouth does. Watch for defensive redirection. She suddenly makes you the problem. Why are you dragging other people into this? You're being paranoid. Translation: she knows the math will not add up. Truth survives company. Lies depend on privacy. You're not catching a specific lie with this question. You are catching her relationship to the truth. And that tells you everything. Stop for a second. 3 questions. Most men will never ask a single one of them. The next 3 go deeper. Question 4 is the timeline trap, designed specifically for the most convincing kind of lie. Not lies about actions, lies about feelings. How long have you felt that way? Calm. Curious, like you are genuinely interested. Fake feelings do not have a backstory. If the emotion she is describing was not real, she did not actually live through it. When you ask her to trace it back, she has nothing to trace. You will hear, "I do not know. It has been a while. I cannot pinpoint exactly when." Those are not answers. Those are escape hatches. Watch for timeline contradictions. If she claims she has felt a certain way for weeks, but her behavior told a completely different story until recently, that gap is your signal. Real feelings leave behavioral footprints. Invented feelings do not. Women are emotionally detailed by nature. They remember the texture of their experiences, what they felt when they felt it, what triggered it. If she cannot access that texture, if the emotional memory is flat and shapeless, the feeling was not real. It was manufactured to fit the narrative she needed you to believe. Question 5 goes after intent. And intent is the one thing liars almost never think to rehearse. What did you think I would say or do when you told me? Sounds casual. Completely devastating. Liars always anticipate reactions. Truth-tellers do not. When you are telling someone something real, you are not running simulations in your head. You are just telling them. But when you have constructed a story, you have already played out the conversation before you walked into the room. A woman who planned your reaction planned the lie. Watch for these signals. If she says she did not really think about it, that is almost certainly a lie in itself. Women think about reactions constantly. Saying she did not think about yours does not track. Watch how detailed her anticipated reaction is. If she has a fully formed picture, specific emotions, specific words, she's been rehearsing. That level of detail does not come from passing thought. It comes from preparation. A truthful woman becomes reflective when you ask this. She pauses genuinely. She says, "Honestly, I was nervous you would be upset." And it lands real because it is unscripted. Liars get dramatic. Truth stays quiet. Question 6. My favorite. Is there anything you left out that you think I should know? Most liars do not tell full lies. They tell edited versions of reality. They cut the parts that incriminate them and hand you the rest, like it is the whole thing. This question walks directly into that gap. The moment you ask it, watch her body, a shift, a swallow, eyes that move just slightly, a breath that catches for half a second. She is recalculating, running a rapid internal audit, checking whether what she left out is something you might already know, something that might surface later. That pause is the lie deciding whether to stay hidden or come out. A truthful woman answers cleanly. No, that is everything. Simple. Maybe slightly confused why you are asking. A liar hesitates, then adds things, overclarifies details that did not need clarifying, starts patching holes while calling it honesty. And sometimes, If the pressure has been building across all 6 questions, this one breaks it open entirely. She tells you the part she hoped you would never ask about, not because you caught her, because you gave her a door, and the weight of carrying it finally became heavier than the fear of the truth. Here is the real takeaway. Women lie with emotion, not just words. That is what makes it hard to catch. The tears can be real. The frustration can be real. The delivery can be completely convincing and still be dishonest. That is why the questions matter more than the reaction. You are not reading her emotion. You are reading her structure. And structure does not lie. The next time she sits across from you with a story, you have 6 doors. You do not need to kick them all down. You just need to know they exist. Use them calmly, without aggression, from a genuine desire for clarity. Not from anger looking for confirmation, because a man who asks the right questions, quietly, steadily, without flinching, is a very difficult man to deceive. And that man is who you are becoming.